Lifestealer Ursa. I mean, Lifestealer's banned out now. I mean, you could go down the Ursa route. YG? They'll have to pick their offlaner first.
What do I want to see here from them? What are they lacking? I mean, they've got a decent amount of stuns. I still think you need just that initial setup, so I wouldn't even hate like a Dragon Knight into this. You've got a Monkey King yourself. You've gotten rid of the Ursa, the Lifestealer. Ursa would still be okay against you, but I feel like you can just try and kite him around. You know, you've got good movement with the Monkey King, Piranha, Ember Spirit, and Disruptor just needs to stay in a safe spot. So I feel like if Disruptor's getting caught out, it would basically only be the hero that you pick here that would die against an Ursa.
YG, still thinking about it. I like the DK pick. I mean, I think, especially against the Void Spirit, it's a great way to catch him. Just the blink stun into the arrow is just no getting out of that.
Yeah.
Even the Sand King you mentioned earlier.
It's not bad, right? Just trying to think, like, yeah, it would be a pretty value Hood of Defiance game as well. A lot of the damage that's going to be coming early on is magic. You just stick yourself on the front lines and they can't really push into you. That's one area of OB.Neon that they're severely lacking. They have almost no pushing potential.
Oh, they'll go for an LC instead, interestingly enough.
Okay.
I don't see that much value in the press the attack this game, quite frankly. Like, I guess it does do something against all these stuns, but I don't know. Is there a big point to this LC?
I mean, can't they just, like, Dusa? Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like a Dusa would be fine in this sort of scenario, right? Like, sure, it's you've got one hero that already wants to go on the back line. Mars, who gets his Blink Dagger, can kind of go mid-team fight. And then Medusa just wants to be hitting, right? You've got that thing to anchor a team fight. The laning stage is going to be fine because it's a Legion commander. And I feel like they don't have a crazy amount of damage. And even if they do, you've got an Io to protect you. And even a Grimstroke eventually, who will probably look to go into the Aghanim Shard just for that extra healing and cleanse potential. So I would do so.
Yep. Very good, Danog. Very good. Dusa does come out. I guess the one thing that might work against it is, you know, Diffusal Blade again is so cheap right now. So maybe we could see like an MK Diffusal Blade, but apart from, I mean, that's not really a massive counter towards the Medusa, let's be fair. I don't know. I mean, it does seem like a great pick, and it doesn't really feel like YG exactly have the answers for it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's two ways that Yangon are going to win this, right? Either Monkey King goes a Diffusal, and you just get a crazy amount of dual kills and are able to snowball and prevent the Medusa from coming online and end the game in like 25, 30 minutes. Or if it goes later on, the win condition is still LC gets a bunch of dual kills and is actually able to be a core, because the big change that they made to the Legion Commander was it feels a lot less based around the press the attack now that the spell immunity is a level 25 talent as opposed to your Aghanim Shard. But they changed the Aghanim Shard to be Legion Commander gains 4 armor for every hero hit with overwhelming odds, and half an armor for every keep, and it increased the duration by 8 seconds. So max level cooldown is 15 seconds, so that actually makes it have 100% uptime. So against a Medusa, you're going to have a lot of armor, and you're going to be able to just run into the middle of a team fight and probably not be in too much of trouble, at least against the Medusa. They still do have a lot of other ways to deal magic damage onto you, which I'm a little bit more concerned about.
Well, we saw Asta yesterday, I think it was. He did struggle quite a bit. We'll see how he goes this game. I mean, I do agree with the points you were making as well, Danog. I think those are probably the only two conditions where this Medusa does get taken care of in the middle of a team fight. Maybe if it's just such a dominant game from YG, maybe the Medusa just never takes off, but it doesn't feel like they have the draft where they could just literally keep running you down. Oh, maybe they do actually with the MLC. See?
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing a boom draft which was pretty similar to this. I think the only difference was instead of the LC, there was a DK, and they just got kill after kill after kill after kill after kill. The difference was that Boom actually had a true hard carry that was able to use a lot of that space and the kills that they were getting to end the game. You know, he was just spending his entire time farming while the rest of the four did the work. Monkey King wants to be part of a lot of this action that's happening, so he's not going to be getting the same amount of farm. And if you don't catch out the Deucer with a lot of these early-ish rotations, then it's going to cost you. I kind of want to see if Monkey King goes for the Ags as well, right? Because they changed that too. So now the soldiers that you spawn on top of you can also get Jingu Mastery.
I don't know why, Danog, but they're currently asking Young PH to add them on Facebook, so not sure if it's a smart idea giving your full real name Facebook profile away to the people watching, but there you go. Beng wants Young PH to add him. Also talks about Bob being the #1 mid in SCA right now and Young PH being #3 for some reason. Pretty sure both those stats are quite inaccurate, but, you know, let the boys have it.
In their mind, it's accurate, and that's all that matters. You know, it's all about the self-confidence there. You're only scared of skill AES. I mean, I'm pretty scared of skill AES, so I feel like they nerfed Earth Spirit. You're a bit of an Earth Spirit spammer as well, aren't you, Mike?
Yes, I am, Danog, and I am pretty upset with the changes, I must admit. I just don't get why they changed him like that. So, like, now it feels like they want Earth Spirit to be like a core hero that scales a bit better, I guess.
Kind of. Even the scaling, right? It's like it's all you only break even once you've got 100 strength in terms of your rolling boulder damage, right?
It's pretty bad.
So
yeah,
it's pretty bad. And the cast point on the geomagnetic grip, it's probably the biggest thing for me, right? You want to have that instant, but it's not anymore.
Yeah, I could not understand the changes that were made, honestly. I've been whining about the same thing over and over again. The only thing Earth Spirit needs is just give him back the ability to stun with Boulder Smash. That's all I want. Just revert it back to the way it was. So the heroes coming out and how broken they are with their abilities, why can't I stun with Boulder Smash anymore, Danog?
Because then that would bring Jerax back to being top tier, and we can't have that.
That is fair. Good memories with Jerax on that Earth Spirit. He was actually the player that made me want to play Earth Spirit in the first place. So there you go. I'm sure he did that for many people, though, to be fair. OB.Neon.
I have fond memories of shooting Jerax in the chest with a foam arrow when he came down to Australia. Oh, deep fight.
Yeah, arrow's going to be completely whiffed, though. Enryu now can just move in with the God's Rebuke.
30 seconds to
when did you hit him in the chest with a foam bullet or a foam arrow?
So, you know, like paintball, right? Like you're on an inflatable course. There's like cover to hide behind.
Oh,
it was that sort of concept, but it's like archery with foam arrows, and I nailed him in the chest with one.
Beautiful. Was that content piece we did for Convictus? Was that it?
No, it was after Convictus. No,
right.
Yes, maybe.
All right.
It was after Convictus.
Well, I won't mind. It won't matter right now because Jing is gonna die. First blood to go the way of Zorain. That'll be first blood for young Gun Galacticos already. As Kish and Zorain, they're going to be up at top lane, and well, naturally, you are going to have Enryu on that off lane Mars, and he will be supported by Jing on that pause for Io. Obviously, a pretty bad start for OB.Neon thus far. Though you talked about this laning phase already, Danog. You kind of mentioned that with Mars Io, you don't really lose the lane.
No, I would be stunned if they lost this lane somehow. I mean, Zorain, it's pretty ambitious, honestly, to go for this deep onto the backlines. He's trying to get onto Jing with a lot of the harass coming out here. Oh, missing with the... honestly, pretty surprising. I mean, KSH has a very, very strong Monkey King, and he's already missed 2 pretty easy boundless strikes.
And he has. Not off to a great start for YG, at least for this Monkey King. We'll have a look at the other lanes, though. Mid lane, Avatar mode against Young PH. And this Ember vs Void Spirit matchup, I mean, we used to see this all the time in the previous meta, and it was a very even affair between these two. Do you see either one having a power spike at any point during the laning phase, Danog, or do we expect a very even style of matchup?
I think it's just a skill matchup. Previously, I would say that the Ember Spirit was favored, but ever since the change to the Flame Guard, where you don't actually absorb everything, I think it's much more even now. So it's going to come down to the individual plays.
Yeah. Avatar mode, very even right now, just 8 and 7 in terms of CS. Which gives us time to have a look at the last lane, which is going to be bot lane, where you will see Skill Lei and AT against Asta, and of course a Beng. Does seem like it's probably going to be a very passive lane down at bot, though. I suppose if Skill Lei can land a nice arrow, even onto Asta, you probably could easily get this Medusa kill. Beng probably going to be the priority target, though, considering he is a Grimstroke. But even if it is quite an even trading lane between these two teams in this bot lane, it does feel like AT is probably going to get the better end of it. Like, it is still an off-lane LC who just dominates CS.
It is. I mean, the thing is, though, you're not going to prevent the Medusa from farming. Like, it's not as bad as if it was a melee hero, of course. So that's why I was so gung-ho about the Medusa for the last pick there, as they do get a kill up here on the top side. Surprisingly enough, the Mars going down despite being backed by an IO.
Yeah, they just chased him down, and once they got the Jingu off with Kish, they just had plenty of damage. So, I mean, this IO Mars, we both kind of talked about how great it is, but so far that they're able to deal with it on YG. So, no problems yet, and for Enryu, he's going to be very careful, because you give those first initial kills to this Monkey King, and it just feels like it never ends after that.
You can definitely go an aggressive style of build here on the Monkey King. I mean, he's going into the Orb of Corrosion. I think that's exactly what you need. Just constant harass out. Zorain, he went for that style as well. I'm sure he might be looking to wait until he's level 3 and then just use those mangoes to consistently use the Thunder Strike. It'll probably happen in time with the Orb of Corrosion being completed on KSH here, which is coming out to him now, I believe.
Spear off the mark there by Enryu as well. A bit awkward there. Just spear not landing onto the Monkey King, so he's going to be just fine. I'll salve him up and he'll reset. No issues here for YG thus far. Just 0-2 their way with a slight net worth lead. Zorain will continue just harassing Jing out on the IO. But he does have plenty of regen available. We'll get out of that position as well to make sure they can't gank him up. Just all lanes right now, it's just very slow. Like, mid lane is still such an even affair as well. 2 CS difference between Young PH and Avatar Mode as they do chase each other down now. Avatar could find himself in danger, but he will just simulate away. Still Young PH with the chase, and now the kinetic field gonna hold him in, and Avatar Mode is set to fall as even Skill A joins just in case they need it. But they won't. Young PH able to secure the kill.
And that's the thing, right? Like, a Grimstroke, sure, you can make that rotation, but it's nothing instant. You know, you're not going to get an immediate stun save, or there's not like a massive defensive capability that comes out from a Grimstroke rotating. And you almost never want an IO to leave his lane. It's going down on his own, actually, on the top side, yeah.
Jing having a really rough time here against Zorain, and it is one of the nice things you can do against IO is just level up that Thunder Strike and just man-fight him as a Bang bot lane. Also going to drop Skill A, able to pick up a solo pick off on that Mirana. And it's currently 0-4 now. Not one kill being found by OB.Neon.
I mean, this is the exact thing that I said they needed to do, right? They needed to absolutely snowball this early game because they don't have that super late game carry. So they've accomplished that to start things off. Young PH, he has a very solid lead over the Void Spirit now in terms of his actual net worth. 800 lead at the 5-minute mark.
That is problematic. At least for OB.Neon. I guess the one saving grace is Asta is still having a decent time, but it's that snowball you get scared of, because if you do get the snowball going for YG, then that triangle is not going to be so free as the Radiant. In mid lane again, Skill A is rotated with a smoke out, looking for an arrow opportunity, but instead will run into a Bang and might just try and go for this. Inkswell will be there, but Skill A does have the leap away, still does cop the stun, but is going to go for an arrow attempt, and a Bang's going to cop it to the backside, and that's going to be another kill here for Skill A. YG so dominant thus far.
I feel like that's going to be a pretty common trend with this Grimstroke. Like, it doesn't feel like he's going to have a very safe time at all throughout this entire game, and I'm not exactly sure what he's enabling, right? Like, there's essentially no multiple targets that he's going to be hitting. Like, he'll use his Phantom's Embrace and maybe the Mystic Snake, but other than that, nothing really. And it's just the Inkswell in combination with, you would assume, the Void Spirit, but Avatar Mode, with how hard he's losing this mid lane, means that he's not going to have that same level of impact when he does look to make the rotation.
Arrow off the mark that time, Avatar. Able to just avoid it. Young PH, still very happy with the way this mid lane's gone. Might just keep pressuring Avatar Mode and just making his life a living hell. Well, top lane Enryu. He'll be glimpsed back into Kish, but Kish wasn't ready for it. Still, he will move in with the Primal and the Boundless Strike, and Enryu's going to drop another time. This Mars IO Danog, it just has not worked. here she is really starting to pull ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to comfort, right? Like, I would say probably PA as well as Monkey King are his two favorite heroes, and you've just let him have it for free. Saw Rain as well, really good itemization, going for that mass mango build. I think he had 5 to start the game. And they're just getting kills everywhere.
Yeah,
Was that the dual kill as well? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I can't keep up. I can't keep up at all. Just calls dying all over across the map. It's currently 0-9. With a 3k advantage to YG. Yeah, I mean, this is snowballing, right? I mean, this is the definition of snowball.
Yep. I have to even wonder if the Medusa even comes back to the bottom lane. She will. Skille scouted out. It's going to back up, though.
And they didn't have the duel.
Maybe, I just wanted to wait for the duel again. Has the Ring of Health available on the LC as well, if you wanted to go down that route.
Mid lane, Young BH gonna fight over the double damage, does actually pick it up. Just beating 2 of them there and does kill off a Bang. Avatar mode though, gonna try and turn back, but no, he can't. He needs to run, as Asta does end up dying a second time. Avatar?
Duel as well, yeah.
Still on the run. But the chase continues as Young PH has another Sleight of Fist available. Chains are out, Remnant forward. The IO's not going to be able to keep him alive either. Jing, maybe they could at least pick up the first kill for OB.Neon. Surely. Though not quite. As they will go onto the Disruptor instead. And Zorain will be the first one to drop. Young PH though sticking around. He's going after Jing. He's looking for another play. He might still get it. But no, he's out of mana. Uh-oh.
Oh, you don't want to give this to the Deucer.
They gave it to the Deucer.
She's just recovered, just like that. 2 kills, and Deucer's back in the game.
Oh, well, it's 2-12 now. I mean, certainly, maybe just better off not going for that play if you're Young PH. And that's one of the big changes that I feel like nobody's really talked about too much yet, but the kill streak bonuses now, they do pay out a lot more.
I am happy that they reduced the XP bonuses, though. I feel like it was way too much from what it previously was.
Now even the Mirana being caught out. Skille getting caught by an Inkswell and just could not survive through it. So he was silenced by a Bang. And so they are starting to really hand some gold back the way of OB.Neon, which is going to be kind of concerning here for YG.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing is, RT is still having a very good time. 20 dual damage at previous to the 10-minute mark is something that you're going to be very happy about picking up here. And yeah, they're just continuing to try and make this aggressive play happen. Fresh Static Storm as well picked up here by the Disruptor. I didn't want to put Skille out here on the front lines as bait.
Yep. He might drop. He will fairy fire up and actually leaps away, and he's going to survive. And now a great Static Storm landing on 1. They've got the Mars. They'll find Jing to boot. There's no escape here for the IO. Really great bait here from YG. That's going to be in a 4k net worth advantage. More dual damage here onto AT. I mean, this is just such a great LC game now. Like, he's off to such a good start. He's going to flash farm with this extra damage. And like, when you get duels going like this, it just doesn't tend to stop.
I think he's got the hood completed up for himself, not really wanting to... Like, you don't need to itemize into armor beyond the phase boots, right? Because you've got the maxed overwhelming odds, so that's all we really need. I just want to see when he looks to build up the Aghanim shard, if at all.
Should be very interesting. I think he might go down that route, but at the very least, he wants that Blink Dagger first. Naturally.
Got to keep snowballing. Can't let up. You've got a great lineup to be able to get consistent pickoffs over and over again.
Have a look back at Avatar mode as well here, Danog. Just his net worth is nothing to write home about, that's for sure. Young PH just completely dominating him in this mid lane. Currently 2.5k net worth ahead of the Void Spirit. And when you've got an LC working towards that Blink Dagger, it's just going to be so hard to catch up as this Void Spirit that they are going to try and make the jump in now with an IO relocate, but they've already lost Avatar mode. So Arena is going to drop, and they've caught Skille with that, but that's about all they've caught. And they are still looking to clean up for YG. His chains are around onto the Grimstroke with the Jewel. It'll be more damage to go the way of AT. And they can go right into this tier 1 mid tower. I don't see how OB.Neon could even think about stopping them.
Oh, absolutely not. I think it's just trying to get the best trade possible because you cannot fight into this. They dropped all of their ultimates, but you don't exactly have too much to be able to withstand it yourselves. Very close to getting the relocate out there at the very end on the Grimstroke, but just 1 second too late.
Top lane. BH got a double damage rune active. Chains out onto both. Arrow's gonna land onto Enryu, and that'll be the Mars gone, and probably Jing to follow as he's gonna try and TP up, but the damage up puts way too high. Skill Lay taking the double on the Mirana. 5k net worth advantage now. And they are still going. Yeah, Kish. He's got the scouting going for the team. But AT doesn't have the blink up yet, so it's hard to break the gap. Or maybe not if you land a Boundless Strike. In fact, AT now going to rush in. Boundless is there. Jewel has connected. Wukong's command out. They might actually win this one as well, but no. Just a second off. It won't matter though, as they're onto Avatar mode to boot. He will Astral Step away, but Young BH has probably got the kill, and he does. Chains out as well onto Enryu, and that might just be the Mars kill to boot. I mean, why the hell not? Just keep it going.
They're doing everything they need to. They've got the lineup to do it. They are against Adusa. You know, she's still 4th on net worth, equal to the LC, but always got the potential to be able to recover in a big way. The thing is, you don't have vision on the map. Everything is blind except for where this bottom creep wave is right now. And honestly, I'm a little surprised at just having one ward up on Yangon Galacticos right now outside their tier 1 tower on the top hand side. If I was Zorain, I would try and get a few of those tricky wards off, not in the most visible of spots to give the widest range, but just more clever spots, cheeky spots that are still going to give you a good indication of where exactly that Medusa is farming, because I feel like Mars and Void Spirit, they've effectively been shut down. Now you just need to close the door.
That they may. I mean, Moonlight Shadow has been popped. Avatar mode, well, I mean, he's having such a rough game. Orchid up on Young PH means he's just got no way to survive. Apart from this IO, but that has not been working out. And make it another. A bang. Glimpse back into the loving arms of Skill Late. Young PH will happily take himself another kill here on this Ember. Now dominating on the Ember Spirit, 8-1 with 8 assists.
Well, they are they're doing their best. Like, it was a 3-man crew up on this top side on Neon to finally get their first tier 1 tower, while you get another couple of kills in the meantime. So, I mean, it opens up a tiny bit of an extra window for Asta to be able to farm, but still doesn't feel like quite enough. At least they'll be able to take this stack, or will they?
Arena down, a nice arena here from Enryu onto AT, but he's a tanky target. Instead, they'll have to secure Zorain, and now with the Stone Gaze out, they petrify 2 units. Young PH, he will still keep fighting. He's going to be careful as he does move in onto Avatar mode again, but he's still fine with the Dissimilate. Boundless Strike, though, is going to land. Avatar is going to drop, and now the cleanup crew is incoming. A nice spear up from Enryu, but they are going to lose Jing. Asta, he needs to run, but he went back for the Ancients. Looks like he's going to be fine anyway, with the pig out. And overall, it's not too bad of a team fight here for OB.Neon. Like, it may be a 2 for 2, but the kills for OB.Neon are much more valuable at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the fact that Medusa was able to even be part of that, did she get the kills themselves? No, it went over to the Mars, but having the assist gold, having a little bit of the extra XP bonus as well from being part of that, big deal for a Medusa to be able to pick that stuff up. And again, not the greatest tower taking lineup. So you've got the mid tier 1 tower and the bot one just because it was so easy to be able to get it after getting dominating the laning stage, but I feel like it is still going to be a challenging prospect to be able to take anything other than the tier 1 top.
Bang.
See you later, Abing.
Yeah, free damage. Level 1 Jewel is still there.
It was food.
Yeah,
and
you did.
Yeah.
So is Asta.
Oh no,
yeah.
You can't be caught there.
Keep in mind,
the Monkey Diffusal Blade, and it is the LC with 50 duel damage. So everything that I was saying is their condition to be in a good spot is happening. So well played to Yangon. They understand their win condition.
Yeah.
And they would have been able to see that the IO is still there because of the overwhelming odds.
Jing, not going to make it out either. Another kill to go the way of YG, and I'll tell you what, Danog, the funny thing is, this has still been a level 1 Jewel this whole time. Like, he's found 50 damage with that. It's just going to get ridiculous once he has level 2 up. As they are going into the mid lane on Avatar mode, but he's going to try and run. And he'll make it out. Or will he? Zorain. Still having a look around to find a glimpse back, but it looks like it is indeed too late. He is fine.
Be careful here. You're walking around. He knows the vision that that high ground ward gives, so he's playing right on the edge of it. You need to be close to the wave, but not close enough that you're going to be able to give yourself away to vision. See, there we go, level 12. So the scaling is just going to increase much, much faster from here.
Yeah. Still a great game overall for AT and YG. There's mid lane Asta. Still farming that mid lane. To be fair, Kish is not around this time, so they won't have as easy of a time dealing with the Medusa. So they're just going to have to stick in their triangle for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the Yangon have set up a lot of wards around their the Radiant outposts, so they're saying, look, this area is ours. You can't fight into us just yet. We're ridiculously strong, 8k ahead at the 18-minute mark. We're going to take this tier 2 tower that, you know, our lineup probably does have a very difficult time doing. So the fact that they might be able to get this for free is a pretty big deal. You know, take away the outpost, stifle the experience even further. Just look at where Tihi and Zorain are playing, right? You TP in. If it's too close, then you're just going to immediately get glimpsed back. You go on the Monkey King, it's press the attack that's going to come out. So this is a free tower.
That it is.
Oh,
or is
rotation.
I don't know about this from OB.Neon. I think they'll take the fight, even under that tier 2 tower. Asta, Static Storm is already there. They've got the Deucer. Arrow is not going to connect, however, but he is still surrounded, and he's been left alone. They've just left him. Jing gets in, but it's way too late, and it wouldn't have been enough anyway. Avatar,
that's
he's just
rough.
Yeah, I mean, what were the TPs for in the first place, though, Danog?
I think the TPs are fine. It's just that the last TP coming through from the Medusa revealed everything, right? Like, he TP'd too far forward in the trees that you had vision on him because of this high ground ward. So they were able to set up perfectly for it. You knew what was coming. So it was just, like, literally about 5 units difference. If you could have TP'd a little bit more further to the left, behind a tree, that probably doesn't happen.
They're going to try and chase down this Ember. Inkswell does land, but that's going to be about it, as Young PH will happily turn back in on the Grimstroke. Aether Remnant, though, going to lock him down. Young PH, he'll still be able to Remnant out just fine. No real stress here for the Ember. Still a 10k net worth lead, and he is still top of that net worth board. I guess...
Dagger.
Oh.
I want to see the Disruptor shot. I feel like it's good this game because you have a hard time taking things like Roshan and high ground, and I feel like that's what it's really good at doing. I don't know, actually. It's good for taking Roshan, but for high ground, you're just going to be pushed out by a Medusa and spears and the like, considering you are this 3 melee lineup. So you need to get kills and then go high ground, and I feel like the Disrupt Shard isn't really going to help with that. But Roche definitely will.
Top lane, Enryu and Jing hanging around, but Kish is in position to try and kill them off, or at least catch them out, as Zorain's going to rush forward with the glimpse. Not going to have any vision over anyone from OB.Neon. Meanwhile, mid lane, Young PH still farming quite aggressively. Does actually throw the Orchid out onto the Void Spirit. It's a cheeky shot. They are going to 5-man smoke up. That is going to be into the 3-man smoke of YG. And the wraparound.
It's a lot better in Ember Spirit for sure. This attack damage style Orchid build. How often did you see Ember Spirits go Orchid previously, right? The 30 damage plus the Orb of Corrosion. He's gone the Kyre and Sange. Very deadly.
I love it. Avatar mode. Going in. He's very low on mana right now. He's actually trapped up in the Static Storm to boot. They are still going to fight though, and they've got Young PH down. It's a great start for OB.Neon, but now Kish will reinitiate onto Enryu with the Wukong's command and the duel being committed. Even the glimpse back. They really want this Mars down. But Enryu, he finally does drop. And now Avatar mode is going to try and move back in. But he cannot deal with the BKB Monkey King at the moment. Kish is just way too far ahead. Completely godlike now. They want more. Glimpse back. They've got the IO. It's a great start. for OB.Neon, but they still fall flat in the end.
They know where this Medusa is farming as well. Will she be able to get away in time? It's the Mirana that goes first. Doesn't have a Yules or anything like that. It would need to be the perfect arrow, but not going to be the case.
Certainly not.
Might
Nice
just go for
TP.
Roche, though. That DD outside the pit. Be
As is
tempting.
tradition. Always the DD. To Roshan. What do you do with your OB.Neon now, Danog? I mean, Asta's been trying to farm. It feels like no matter how far he goes now with this Dusa, do you ever get to a point where you can actually fight back anymore?
Maybe once he picks up the Skadi, just because, you know, they, like I said before, they are melee heroes. They're going to run into you. And it might even be just defending high ground with Skadi. And one person gets out of place. As long as you're not the one getting
Spear, Gish, he does snatch the Aegis away. They got the Roshan kill, but the Aegis on the Monkey King as Arena now is committed, but the jewel is out. The LC trying to fight back. They do fight at least one. There's two. A Bang though has dropped. Gish will move back in onto Avatar mode and does clean up both Jing and Avatar. Onto the Monkey King they go. And it's a similar story every time. Like, they get one nice core pickup, but then they just lose 3 or 4 more on the other side of things.
And the thing is as well, like, I feel like this is okay if you're actually looking to push in lanes on the Medusa, but a lot of the time that's being spent, I'm seeing lanes that are, you know, a good way, probably where the tier 1 used to be on the top-hand side, and Asta was farming the jungle. Instead, you get more farm from farming a jungle, both gold and experience, if you just push the lane instead. So not only is the map going more and more in Yangon's favor, but also you're just missing out on a bunch of farm.
Well, Asta's been scanned
Yeah,
out as well.
yeah.
Look at the pings coming out as Kish. No, he's used the balance already. He used it to clear the creep wave, and that kind of cost them a kill on that Dusa. Not that it really matters considering the state of the game, but you know, you probably would have liked it.
Oh, for sure. Right, it means that they're able to dodge out. They would have known that the only way for the Monkey King to get down there would have been the TP, so he knows he's got about 30 seconds of safety on this top side. Push out the one wave, and I like this much more. Not using the illusions to jungle, pushing the lane instead.
Middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
Diff will
fortified.
be committed. Back into the mid-tier 2 tower they go.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So they go high ground. I mean, you haven't got anything like an Aegis to really go for this, but you do have the Wukong's command,
Radiant's
which
middle
might be
tower
enough
is
to just
under
secure
attack.
this tier 3 mid tower. Or even Kish using the Dragon Scale to get that extra bit of damage onto this tier 3. I mean, why the hell not?
You got the Orbit Corrosion as well, so there is a little bit of minus armor coming through, but yeah, certainly not the strongest high ground lineup that you've got there. As Asta continuing to push, they force a glyph out, so that's a nice little bonus there.
Kish is in the chase.
I was about
Asta
to
does
say
get
you can't leave him.
Yeah. Nice relocate. Zenryu has moved in, has actually found AT on the LC, but he is kind of alone on this Mars, and young PH is going to move in, forcing the BKB usage. Meanwhile, towards the south, Skill Lei has caught out the Scrimstroke. As Jing does die, there goes the Bang, and this Mars is still not out of danger yet, as it does seem like he is going to be some more dual damage to go the way of AT. And hell, even towards the west, they ban Avatar mode, but he is going to be able to step away. Besides that though, 3 going down for the price of nothing. So YG finding another dominant victory in this team fight. Even more dual damage, and you might be able to keep trying to go high ground now.
I think now you can. You know, you need to use the Wukongs there. You've got a siege creep. It's a little bit of time until they're respawning, but you know they don't have the Arena of Blood, at least for a little bit further than that. So that's definitely the way to go if you're KSH here.
Static Storm dropped already. Wukong's command, arrow, everything going to be thrown out. He does get stunned up and he's out of mana already. They're going to try and help with this IO. Asta, he's going to have to man fight this one, but he'll run towards that 2-4 towers. Still trying to survive. Mech is out. Kish is still going though. They've got the Medusa down, but have they gone too far? It does seem like maybe they have. As Avatar, he'll try to chase down young PH, but chains are there. They have the Aether Remnant, and they might have themselves the Ember. So Jing, he buys so much time on that IO that eventually they do punish quite heavily.
Yep, Holy Locket, Mech, Fountain Healing. It's a lot that they were able to put in onto the Dusa, who didn't even get the Stone Gaze off. That's how effective it was at being able to take that team fight. And it was a lot of gold that's just been fed over to the Void Spirit in particular. I'm counting like 2,000 all up after all of that. So that's going to enable him to finish his Aghanim Scepter as well, which is a huge deal. Now it's going to be even harder for them to look to try and take that high ground defense.
And it will be. Suddenly OB.Neon kind of making a bit of a pushback here against YG. YG, they've had such a great start to the game, but have to be a little bit cautious not to throw the lead back the way of OB.Neon. Still got to respect the Medusa, especially with the IO backup.
He's got the Skadi, level 18 as well.
Dire's top tower
getting
is
stronger.
under attack.
Now, once you've got the Ags up, then the high ground becomes very hard. It's just constant, just stone petrifies coming out. Is Enryu top lane, does BKB up, still committing to that T2 top tower. In fact, he's got skill laid down, but it's going to cost him his own life. Or will it? Jing! He gets the reload away. And so Enryu does not pay anything but Jing's life.
Dire's middle tower is under
Enryu, he's playing pretty solid, regardless of what you might see in terms of like the kill score overall. The reason that it's only a 4K net worth lead, make it 5, when you've got 31 more kills on Yangon Galacticos, is a lot of his movements, right? It doesn't feel wasted. He's 6, 8, and 0. He's constantly taking the things that have value, like that tier 2 tower. So it's now just going to be this extra lane that's going to push in just that little bit deeper.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, it'd be a great pick-off for OB.Neon if they can find him. He does not know they're around, so they'll jump in with the silence and the spear out. He is going to melt. Oh, boy. It seems like the comeback is coming. It's just so much gold has gone back the way of OB.Neon. It's gone down to a 3k net worth advantage for YG. But that's nothing at 30 minutes.
That is true. They even go for a smoke here. A couple of units. They have the arena up in 20 seconds. And Justa's just going to be showing on the map, trying to take them unawares.
We found the Ember. 8th Remnant though, not going to connect, but a nice spear out. Enryu locking him down again into the Soulbind. BKB is out though, and it should be enough to allow young PH to try and turn now with a great chain down on 2. But here comes Asta. Arrow from the side, actually connecting on the Medusa. Means they might still be able to keep going for this fight. But it doesn't seem like they're comfortable, or maybe not. Avatar mode gets caught, but Jing again is going to heal him up and keep him alive. So the duel means nothing. 18 now needs to escape. Arrow actually completely being whiffed as well. Avatar does not cop it, and they will lose the LC in the end. It's young PH now.
On net worth.
It is going to be Asta. They do land the arrow this time. They will find Enryu.
is under attack.
But YG, I mean, it's very back and forth now. It doesn't look like the dominant game we expected as they even find the Ember. Young PH, does he have a way out? It doesn't seem like it. He's going to go down, but now Kish with a double damage. Going to turn on to Jing, and without this IO, maybe Asta's in big trouble as he's losing mana with that diffusal laid out. Kish is just going to keep going at it. Asta still trying to run. Might actually make it out. Is the glimpse? No, he's not making it. He's going to have to man fight this one, but Kish is hitting way too hard. And it's... Well, he will hit the right Medusa now. And eventually Asta will drop. And so the persistence pays off for YG.
Gotta keep being persistent though, and they might have even just seen, oh, you hate to see it. I mean, he bought 2 components of the Ags, which means you don't have buyback on this Medusa. Those are 2 items that were purchased for nothing.
Yikes.
Middle tower has fallen.
That's going to cost them 1 lane of barracks. I mean, you do have Enryu coming up. I highly doubt he can defend this though on his own.
Not without arena at least.
Are fortified.
They will glyph it. They're going to try, it seems, but Boundless is going to connect. Kinetic Field will hold him in, and they'll get away with the melee barracks, and that should be enough here for YG. They won't overextend anymore. Just accept what they get. Suddenly the net worth bounces back up to 6k. But it does seem like at this stage of the game, we're looking more at Roshan now for either side, and it seems incredibly important for YG to be able to secure that Roshan before OB.Neon does.
It was a while ago, but I think I was watching a YouTube content piece by everyone's favorite NA content personality, Banana Slam Pajama. And he was talking about how to play pubs, basically. And he's like, look, he plays offlane. And he was like, I'm going to play this Sand King. And I'm going to do my job at the start of the game. I'm going to go into the game and have a positive mentality towards it and, you know, buy Blink Dagger, buy things that are going to be good for the rest of my team. But then there are just some times where it just doesn't work out, and for whatever reason, you need to take your game into your own hands and carry the game for you. I feel like that's Enryu's mentality right now, because he could go, you know, things like the Refresher Orb, for example, and enable his Void Spirit and his Medusa. He's like, no, 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 no. This is all on me. I'm going the Satanic. I'm going to be that tanky frontliner, and there's nothing that Yangon are going to be able to do about it.
I love it. I mean, I do watch some BSJ videos myself, Danog, so I have seen, you know, sometimes you just have to carry the game. Though I did laugh a little bit, as you did say, everyone's favorite YouTube content creator. You heard the badumch coming out from YG, so perfect timing with the drums. This is, you know, what can you do? Bot lane,
I mean,
Young PH.
There's a lot of competition these days. You know, you've even got the, what is it? The Mike X Fire podcast?
Thank you for the shout out, Danog. Yes, you do. I think is it Mike X Fire? I don't even know what the name is anymore.
Well, I don't know. You're in the podcast.
Enryu, Arena's gonna be whipped. Duel is out. They've got the Grimstroke. That'll be a Ben gone. Nice start. Zenryu, he's still gonna man up with the BKB. He's happy to fight. Kish, though, gonna just go for the fight as well. They get a great balance. Strike off into the Static Storm now. And the Wukong's command. Still, Jing is trying to heal up Enryu. A massive Stone Gaze, though. Asta might be able to turn this one back as they've got the Monkey King locked down for a little bit. But Enryu's gone. It's up to Asta and Abeng to win out this team fight along with Avatar mode. They'll get Young PH down. They're on to Kish now. But AT's going to keep him safe with the press the attack. Now AT needs to run, but Asta will chase him down. Asta, one more right click will do it, but no, the Diffusal Blade is there in time. Asta now just man-fighting along with Kish, but in comes Avatar mode to interrupt, and they will be able to find the Monkey King. It costs them so many buybacks, but they get it done.
Was the damage at the end of all of that? Let's have a look. Fight recap. Buybacks on both the Void Spirit and the Grimstroke. Mirana used hers as well. I don't know, I still feel like the fact that Medusa got out of that at the top of the net worth charts, getting closer to that level 25 as well. This is a big deal. I mean, this was, like I said before, 31 extra kills that Yangon had, and they're in a position to potentially lose this game.
They are. Asta moving forward again. This time around, he's not feeling scared any longer on this Medusa. So many ways of keeping the Medusa alive now that you can farm really wherever the hell you want. YG, the ones to sit back and maybe find another way into this is... Do you have the Wraith pack coming out? For the Mirana? That's the first time I've seen that.
Oh. Every game that I've seen it, the team that bought it lost. So...
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's a bad sign, but it looks kind of cool. It's a little skull, you know, lingering around on the ground. Takes 5 hits to kill it. I mean, it gets to Medusa. I mean, what is it? 25% reduced damage. That's a pretty big deal. But when you consider this split shot, you can just hit the thing, right? And then you're still doing damage in team fights. It's kind of like a gyrocopter.
True. We'll see how it works out. I mean, I guess if it reduces damage by 25%, then it's, you know, when you count it with the split shot, it's even more damage reduction. But like you said, the totem can easily go down to the Medusa. So it's a bit, you know, bit of a complicated affair between the hero and the item.
Especially now that the Deuce is 25, right? So the split shot modifiers are in play. You don't even have to be weighing up, oh, do I want to get Skadi proc onto a Monkey King, for example? Well, it's going to happen anyway.
Roshan's up as well. Neither side really touching the Roshan pit yet. OB.Neon, they are posturing around. They're just not willing to allow YG the chance. Maybe now with this butterfly, they could perhaps try and move in.
Got the Aghanim Scepter on Zorain, actually. So, level 21, Ag Scepter Disruptor. Didn't end up going for that Blink Dagger that he had queued for a while.
A bit. Skill late. Has been caught by the spear, but Yules is going to make it just in time for the leap out, but no, he goes the wrong way. That'll cost him his life. And now, surely you just rush the Roshan pit.
I mean, you know that there's no buyback here, and I don't think Asta minds all that much about getting glimpsed back that far. They're just trying to delay this out as long as possible if it's sealing off the trees that the Medusa isn't able to get down there, but I don't think that's going to delay long enough to allow the Mirana to respawn as SH. He gets the Monkey King bar fitting.
Very, very good. AT gonna jump in. Jewel is there. Onto Asta. While they try and deal with Enryu on the Mars, and they've got him. That'll be one down. Jing to follow. Asta now. He'll pop that Stone Gaze, but he's in the middle of this Wukong's command without mana. He is not looking too healthy. They should be able to chase him down and take him out finally on this Dusa. Young PH, he will take care of everyone else, but no, here comes Jing. He will keep the Dusa alive for a little bit longer. Oh, did he just relocate on his own?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Boy, oh boy. Well, that's pretty rough. I mean, yeah, that is pretty rough. As young PH will be able to find the IO. That'll be 4 down for OB.Neon, and they are into the Roshan pit.
Got to go for the plays through an avatar mode, you would have to think. I mean, he doesn't have buyback though. Such a risky play to look to make. Might try and wait for the Grimstroke to be alive, just get the vision using the Aether Remnant to know how much time he's got left, and they still have the tier 1 tower up there. Gonna try and distract with the courier. Just saying, hit this, don't hit the Roche.
Well, he's got 2 items in the backpack. He's got 2 items in the backpack right now. He's ready. But Silence is there. Avatar mode. He's going to use up. In comes the bank to try and help as the Soulbind is out, but the BKBs are activated immediately here by YG. So Enryu now back up as well. Onto Kish they go with the arena down and the spear. They've locked down the Monkey King, and they've got him. Roshan's so low, but it could still go either way. Avatar now trying to find his own way out. Does get glimpsed back into young PH. Spear, however, from Enryu, actually going to lock him down on the Ember as Enryu's trying to save this Void Spirit, but it looks like Avatar has no surviving chance. Static Storm now going to land on the Mars, and he did not BKB. That is an Aghanim Scepter Disruptor with a Mutant, and that'll be Roshan to go the way of YG.
You know what it was? It was the Wraith.
Oh, they're going in.
They're pulsing away.
They're going in.
He got glimpsed back. He got glimpsed back.
He got glimpsed back, Danog. He got glimpsed back. What kind of play was that?
A desperate one.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that point. I guess with the Monkey King down, maybe they thought they could do it, but yeah, pretty rough. Enryu?
You thought wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta stand high ground, man. Like, this is the one chance that you've got left, in my opinion. And Mars doesn't even have ultimate, so if they dive you right now, you have the potential to just get 100 to 0. Spirit Vessel, while being dueled, such an amazing thing to have, right? Because it's all based off of your current HP. You're always going to lose the mana first, so you just get so much more value out of that as a Mirana.
Forward, young BH saw it, Banger wants to move in. Arrow is still going to land and takes him down. Now the Soulbind, but it won't matter because they're onto that Medusa. Enryu, he'll drop the arena trying to protect, but now the Static Storm's out. Onto the Medusa they go. They've got plenty of damage this time, I think, as Skill Lane's going to go, but Asta, he's the big target and he's the one to drop though. No, Jinx made it in time, but the heal's up, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, he tried for the relocate play. It wasn't good enough, and well, with that, YG should be able to put a little in this game.
Yeah, that'll be it. Monkey King's got enough damage at this stage, and you're not contending against a Medusa pushing you away. One might say they'll have one last attempt in 15 seconds when the Grimstroke and the Void Spirit are back up, but no, they're just going to call it GG. There's just a few too many mistakes. Laning stage went far too well for Yangon, and I feel like they had the opportunities to come back, but just caught out at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that last couple of relocates, unfortunately, not on point for Jing.
Certainly not, Danog, certainly not. And with that, that is going to be game 1 to go the way of YG. And I mean, I guess OB.Neon were close for a comeback, but it doesn't quite work out that way. We will head to a short 10-minute break, though, and right after that 10-minute break, we'll be back with game 2 between Yangon Galacticos and OB.Neon.